All right, Shalom. Shalom, giving all praises, glory, and honors unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the 144,000, the rest of the hopeful elect out there. This is your brother, the priest Tazawan from GMS Atlanta, back with another edifying video. And this is more information. Of course, you should already know on the last major prophecy that will come to pass soon. It's a prophecy of the mark of the beast, what we call the Motb, and the implantable technology, the digital ID, the digital wallet system. And what I have here is a patent number. Now this is from the patents.google.com. So Google Patents. So this is the actual real patent that is set up, and it is dealing with cryptocurrency system using body activity data. Okay? Cryptocurrency system using body activity data. And I'll read this here. Okay? Okay, and the patent number here is WO20220, which is 2020, and it's 060606A1. So you have this patent number with 666 applied to it. Okay? As you can see here, 060606. 2020 is the year. So this is a patent that was applied for in 2020 during the pandemic, and I believe this information came out back then as well. I may or may not have done a video on it back then. I've done so many videos on this technology. The information is overwhelming. You know, we got to make sure that we're doing our best to bring out as much information we can pertaining to these prophecies, so the blood of our people will be off of the hands of the prophets. So you can be well aware. Okay, so there's no excuse. There's really no excuse for you not to know what the mark of the beast is and know how it is manifested through this coming technology and digital system. Because the men here at GMS, we've been giving you video after video, information, article, and deep dive, you know, day after day, year after year, you know, for decades. Okay? So now, this patent with 666, and let me do this, right? Because when you go into the scriptures here, all right, Revelation the 13th chapter, we deal with this prophecy here, Revelation 13 and 16, and he causeth all, Esau, Edom, causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, people, to receive a mark, implant in their right hand or in their foreheads. So this mark is an implant. I've already proven time after time that is an actual physical thing. Even ChatGPT says it is. Okay? And it disagrees with the IUIC, saying that the mark is sin based upon the Greek, you know, the original language that it was translated from. Okay? You can't put sin, which is the result of a transgression of the law, all right, as a mark, which is physical. And I said this time after time, take that bullshit doctrine over there to Greece, and you got those Christians reading out of Greek Bibles, they're going to be looking at the IUIC stupid, crazy. All right? They might call them false prophets and tell them get the hell out of their country. So the mark is something physical. It's an implant that goes under the skin. That's why it says in their right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, right? Meaning what? You won't have any purchasing power or buying power, save he, except he that had the mark, he that had the implant, or she, doesn't really matter. It's just that's just how it's written. Or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you're going to have the implant in order to purchase anything. The implant is going to be in your head via Neuralink or other brain implant, or it'll be in your right or left hand. It doesn't matter, right or left hand. Verse 18. Now here's the point here. Here's the point. It says, here is wisdom. And the fact that the scripture has to say this in context, that means that not a lot of people reading this will have the proper wisdom. But this is the wisdom that it's trying to give you. Let him that hath understanding, and it says in the book of Proverbs, with all thy getting, get understanding. So you have to have a proper understanding of what the Bible here is speaking about. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, not the spiritual demon Satan, but a man, an actual physical being on the planet Earth, which that man has already been identified as the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. All right, the people of Edom. And his number is 600. 3 score, a score is 20. When you have 3 scores, that makes 60. So you have 660 and 6, which would be 666. All right, so let's go into this. Right, that's the vibration that Esau is going up under when he's patented this technology, this cryptocurrency system using body activity data. Okay? So I want to read this here. It says human body, now this is under abstract, right? So basically what it's about. Human body activity associated with a task provided to a user may be used in a mining process of a cryptocurrency system. A server may provide a task to a device of a user which is communicatively coupled to the server. A sensor communicatively coupled to or compromised in the device of the user may sense the body activity of the user. So whatever the body's doing, there's a sensor that can sense what the body's doing. Body activity data may be generated. Let me zoom in a little bit. Body activity data may be generated based on the sensed body activity of the user. The cryptocurrency system, communicatively coupled to the device of the user, may verify if the body activity data satisfies one or more conditions set by the cryptocurrency system, and award cryptocurrency to the user whose body activity data is verified. So there's going to be so this is a patent for a cryptocurrency system that, based upon the user that has a device that can communicate with sensors, depending on what type of activity the user is doing, you can get money. You can get cryptocurrency. Okay? All right, and it says worldwide applications, 2018, 2019. Application filed by Microsoft Technology Licensing. So, Gil Bates, BG, Big BG of Microsoft, all right, his company Microsoft applied for this patent. Okay, and you can look this. Listen, patents are public information. And then you see that there's inventors here. So I guess they all work for Microsoft. We all know that Microsoft is a computer technology company, which is a physical thing. Computers are physical. Your phone in your hand, that's a computer. And you see the names of the different people that invented this technology to mine cryptocurrency or get cryptocurrency based off of using a human body. Okay? Classifications, payment architectures, schemes, or protocols characterized by the use of specific devices or networks using electronic wallets or electronic money safes, involving electronic purses or money safes, initializing or reloading thereof. So they invented a device that will be connected to electronic wallets and so forth that will reward a person cryptocurrency, which that's the future of money. You know, Bill Gates, I'm sorry, not Bill Gates, President Trump signed the Genius Act over the summer, this summer, a few weeks ago, which pretty much is going to have the US dollar attached to a cryptocurrency, right? And at the same time, you also had Dr. Oz, Trump, and even this guy RFK Jr. Say that they want the citizens by 2030 to have wearables, okay, which is what? Connected to the human body. So this all ties into the Motb. Now, a brother had shared this information recently, and I said, okay, well, I'm going to look it up and do some research on it. And I did, so now I'm doing a video on it. Because I wanted to show you just how, look at this, it's tied into 666. Because that's the number that the Heavenly Father gave the beast system, Esau, Edom, the beast, to use to push the Motb. That's why I say here is wisdom. Well, IUIC, they don't have the wisdom to go into this. ISUPK, they don't have the wisdom going into this. So who on the planet Earth is going into this? Okay? What Israelite group goes into the Motb and gets the right knowledge? GMS. So this is just more edification on 666 and the Motb, but I did more. So I took this same information, this paragraph that I read, and I put it here into ChatGPT. And I said, break this down more simply. And I just copied and pasted the information. And check what it says. It says, here's a simpler breakdown of that passage, step by step. A server gives tasks to a user's device. Example. And this is number one. Example, your phone or smartwatch receives a challenge or task from a server. 2, the device monitors your body activity. A sensor in or connected to your device, like a fitness tracker, tracks things like movement, heart rate, or other body signals while you perform the task. 3, the device, it says body activity data is collected. The device turns what it senses from your body into data that can be analyzed. And 4, the cryptocurrency system checks your data. The system evaluates whether your body activity meets certain requirements or conditions. Okay? So you have to meet certain conditions in order for you to get cryptocurrency based on the device that you're wearing and your body's activity. You earn, number 5, you earn cryptocurrency if the data is verified. If the system approves your body activity data, it rewards you with cryptocurrency. In short, do a task, your device measures your body, the system checks it, and you get crypto if it meets the rules. Now, let me show you something. Because this makes more sense. Why RFK Jr. mentioned about the wearables that U.S. citizens will have to wear. Right? I'm just going to read this. Right? It says U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy. So it's not just health services, health and human services. The human body, which is going to be tied to a digital system. It says he has proposed a plan to encourage widespread adoption of wearable health devices, aiming for every American to wear one within 4 years. Why? Why is this? Because they have this patent out, right? And with this digital currency system being tied to the U.S. dollar, you can get money. You can get digital currency. You can get money, right? Here it is. The economy fails here in the U.S. I'm giving you a hypothetical scenario, okay? But it's based upon Bible prophecy and what will happen. The government, this current government, and this economy fails. All hell breaks loose, pursuant to Ezekiel the 7th chapter. No evil in the city, famine, pestilence, right? Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah the 30th chapter. So there's no food, there's food shortages, right? Matthew the 24th chapter. So society collapses. Society collapses. The U.S. dollar has failed around the world. Here in America, hyperinflation is increasing, right? So they have to introduce a new monetary system. Oh, wait, they already have this digital currency bill based on the Genius Act that Trump signed recently. But with pestilence, right, everybody has to wear some kind of wearable so you can have your health tracked. Just in case you might have, fever, okay, high risk ailments. Same thing they did back during the pandemic, but now it's now they have technology. Another thing RFK has just done, Junior has just done, is changed from mRNA inoculations to, the jump shot to something else. They want to introduce a new way to produce. So it's all tying in if you've been paying attention. So next part of the hypothetical scenario is, this isn't medical advice. This is just hypothetically speaking. Once again, based upon facts and Bible prophecy. So the next thing is you have to wear these wearables, and they say, listen, nobody can work, but if you wear these devices, you'll be able to earn cryptocurrency. The economy can still move. You'll be able to buy and sell, but you have to wear these wearables, like fitness trackers, watches, and so forth, right? But then something happens to where people take them off, enough people aren't wearing them, and then they have to push the implant. But it all ties together. That's why the scripture says, here is wisdom. Okay, this patent here, this 2020 060606 application for this patent could very well be tied to soon, these fitness devices and if it isn't already, in some way, shape, or form. I have to do even more research to see how this is taking shape right now. But the patent has already been filed. All they had to do was say, listen, you can stay home, but we're still going to get you working out, or this will be an incentive. It'll be an incentive to give you cryptocurrency based upon RFK Jr. speaking upon these wearables that everyone needs to wear. And then for some reason, we'll see, because eventually it does have to happen through prophecy, you have to get the implant. Now, let's go back to ChatGPT and see what it further says about these this cryptocurrency and this wearable situation. It says, in short, do a task. Your device measures your body. The system checks it, and you get crypto if it meets the rules. It says I can make it even shorter, one-sentence version. I said yes. It says here's the one-sentence version. You perform a task. Your device tracks your body activity. The system verifies it, and you earn cryptocurrency if it meets the requirements. Right. If you meet, that's the key word, if you meet the requirements. Another word for requirement is to cause all, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. This is another step closer to the actual implant, right? So I said, what could this cryptocurrency be used for? Cryptocurrency earned this way could potentially be used for anything that typical cryptocurrencies can be used for, depending on the system supporting it. Some possibilities include purchases. This is all I need to read. Buying goods or services, right? Buying and selling. Purchases. Buying goods or services online or in stores that accept that cryptocurrency. And they're all going to have to accept the cryptocurrency when the system changes over. So you got trading and exchanging, rewards and incentives, right? Using it within apps or platforms that reward users for tasks, workouts, or engagement. Access to services, right? Digital ID, digital public infrastructure. These governments want you to have a digital ID so you can continue to get these government benefits all around the world. Paying for subscriptions, premium features, or special content within the ecosystem that issues the crypto, right? Now, what are they putting on laws in the books now in certain states? I believe here in Georgia as well. In order for you women to get child support, you have to meet certain work requirements. And let's say instead of giving you money on that EBT card and food stamps, they say, listen, wear this wearable and we'll give you the US dollar cryptocurrency, whatever it's called. And then that way you can feed your children. But you got to meet certain requirements. That's what it means when it says they shall cause all. They're going to give you incentives. They're going to change the system over, and eventually they're going to make the implant mandatory. So it says investments. Basically, the use depends on what the cryptocurrency system allows, but it can function like cash, loyalty points, or digital assets. So for all these different reasons, it can be used, right? If you want, I can give examples of real world projects that reward body activity with crypto so you can see practical uses. Cryptocurrency earned through physical activity. And like I always said, this technology, the Motb, is all set up to track your every move, because these Edomites ultimately want to be gods on earth. Okay? And in space. That's why they invented shows like Star Trek. They want to take over the universe. But that is only reserved for the true Israelites. All right? Starting with the elect. Now, they want to set up and use this technology so they can be gods on earth. Cryptocurrency earned through physical activity can be used in various ways depending on the specific app or system. And here are some common uses. And they got different images up here. Redeem for products and services. Trade or convert to other cryptocurrencies. Oh, yeah, interoperability. Let's say you're a U.S. citizen, but you want to travel to the EU. So you're going to have to convert your currency to whatever digital currency they're using. And you're going to have a digital ID to travel and digital passport and this, that, and the third that they're setting up now. And then, you can get this implant and you don't have to worry about losing it. Because all your digital money, all your information will be inside your body. That's the next move. But this here is a step closer. Yeah, sweat coin. I've heard of that. Yeah, move to earn apps. So I said this. This is what I said. I said, can this be applied to micro-C-hip implants in the human body for buying and purchasing? That's a very sharp question. And the short answer is yes. In theory, it can be applied, but with big technical, ethical, and legal challenges. And that's what we're seeing them develop. They're going to have a reason to push the implant. And they're going to make it. They're going to have it because the Bible prophecy says so. Here's how it could work in principle. Implant is a wallet ID. And we know that they're developing digital IDs. It says a micro-C-hip, like an RFID or NFC implant under the skin, could store a cryptographic key that links to your cryptocurrency wallet. Once again, you have to have the name or the number of the beast. This is Revelation 13 and 16 coming to pass, man. But here we go. When you scan your hand at a payment terminal, it verifies your identity and authorizes the transfer. That was number one. Number two, implant as an activity sensor. So now this ties into the wearables that RFK Jr. was talking about. This ties back into this patent number, which is what? WO 2020, right? 060606 A1. Okay? Pay attention. Pay attention to what GMS has been telling you for all these years and all these articles and all this information and how it's lining up with the prophecy and how these implants and this technology will lead to digital ID and buying and selling, just as the prophecy says. When you go back to Revelation, the 13th chapter, right, and the 16th verse, the key thing about this verse is it's written here. It says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? Colon, meaning the information that comes afterward pertains to the preceding information. Meaning, this is what the mark will allow, and this is what the mark in the hand or forehead entails. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell except, right, save, which means except he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So in order for you to continue to live in this coming society, you're going to have to have the implant. And they're going to track you, right? The wearable is going to be inside of you. It's going to go from the wearable to the implantable. Okay? And that's if they introduce the wearable. They might go straight to the implant. We'll see. The Spirit might have them skip that step and go straight to the implant because, as I'm reading here, the implant could do all the things that the wearable can. Right? The sensors, everything tied to the patent. Right? Implant as an activity sensor. If it had sensors or was paired with wearable devices, right, which the implant right? It can also pair to your wearable devices. So you can have a wearable device and an implant. Nobody ever said you couldn't. It says it could log your body activity like movement, heart rate, or even brain signals. That data could then be used to verify you completed tasks or proof of activity for earning cryptocurrency. So they might say, in order for you to use this money, you have to do certain things. You might have to be a slave of certain jobs at certain companies. You know, they showed you in this what's that, Futurama? If y'all remember that old cartoon Futurama, in the first season, right, the first episode where you had this character Fry, after he was matter of fact, I might if I can, if I don't get no copyright, you know how YouTube is, I might put an example of the episode in this video or maybe one of the other videos, right? But the point is, the character Fry woke up from the year 1999, and I forget what year he woke up, sometime in 2000, maybe 2099, or I think it was 3000 or something, year 3000 or something. Anyway, he had to get a job. He tried to go to his old job as a pizza delivery. I remember the show, right? Because it was about the future, and I was always into the future, and you know, well, I'm in the prophecy. You know, that's just my spirit. You know how I teach. So anyway, he tried to get his old job, I believe, and then they was like, no, we know. I think they identified him, and he had to go to some lab or something. And to make a long story short, he got implanted with the microchip, the implant. Okay, and then it told him that he had another job, which was still delivery, but he had to work for Planet Express. And then that's the premise of the show. But when you watch that episode, we had to get an implant, and it told him his job. So who knows how they're going to push the implant in the future. Like, yeah, you can buy and sell, but now with society needing to get back from, to get back to normal, if you want to eat and buy and sell, you can, you got to work here. We'll give you an implant. We'll give you a job based upon your skills. This, that, and the third. We'll monitor you, your health, and so forth. Like I said, I'm speaking this hypothetically, but these are the types of things that they've pushed out in the media. Like I mentioned about the show Futurama, these are the things that they're speaking about in these articles, these patents. Here it is. You got people waiting for the next Microsoft laptop, or, computer, but they're filing patents to monitor you through wearable technology. So I'm just saying, this ties into the Motb, and it says direct payment. Instead of pulling out a card or phone, your implant could communicate directly with point-of-sale systems to buy items. This already exists in a basic form, right? People are already using this technology around the world. Some people in Sweden and the UK use RFID implants to make small purchases or unlock transit gates. Challenges and concerns: if someone hacks your implant, privacy, constant tracking of body signals raises major surveillance concerns, health and ethics. Implanting tech in the body for commerce raises medical, because the scripture says that you get the device, whether it's in your forehead or in your hand, you're going to get a grievous sore, because people are going to be using it all the time. When you overuse something like this technology that's reading wirelessly, that's a lot of radio signals and radiation that emits in small doses, but over time, in the same area, in the same spot. And the Apostle Hart, he always brings this out, that area where the mark is, the implant, is going to become It's going to lead to a grievous sore. Okay, it it'll be malignant, like a malignant tumor, and that's another word. I forget the word. Uh, but it's going to cause health problems. It says, and even spiritual debates, and that's what we've been telling you through the truth in the spirit and through the scriptures. We're telling you that this technology is the MOTB. Adoption. Retailers and payment systems would need to widely accept this technology for it to replace cards and phone, and eventually they will adopt it. So technically possible. All right. Microchip implants could both store crypto wallets and be tied to earning crypto through body activity. But in practice, it's controversial, not mainstream, and comes with big risks. Well, that's why we're telling people to not take it. Would you like me to show you a real world example of people already using it? And that could be a lesson for another time, right? But you get the point. So I took the information, ran it through the chat GBT. I brought out the article. I brought out the scriptures. I brought out the patent number, all of that, and I tied it back to current American leadership wanting to put certain things in place. Okay? It all ties in. It all ties in. Right? Let me just type in Genius Act. I believe it's called the Genius Act, right? Yeah, with stablecoin. The Genius Act, or the Guiding and Establishing National Innovation for U.S. Stablecoins Act, is a U.S. law regulating payment stablecoins, which are cryptocurrencies pegged to a stable asset like the U.S. dollar. Passed by the House of Representatives in July 2025, and it's August 2025, and signed into law by President Trump. It establishes a federal state regulatory framework for stable coin issuers. So it's already being set. The stage is already being set for the MOTB, digital currency, digital ID, wearables, and microchip implant technology, which is a fulfillment of Revelation, the 13th chapter. Okay? Revelation 13 and 16 on down. And I brought out verse 18 about 603 going 6. And you see 666 ties directly into this patent cryptocurrency system using body activity data applied by Microsoft Technology in 2019, which is WO 2020 06060666A1. So, and this is real. You can look this up on Google Patents. You can find all the info. You can look more into it, do a video on it, read it, be edified, but also guess what? Be warned. So with that, I'm going to close out. All praises, all glory, all honors go to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakwadash. Hope you were edified. Shalom.